Hi, I'm Luke,
And it's Tommy.
and welcome back to the C Files. We're on episode 2 now, and we're reviewing this week, finally, The Dark Knight, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Can't lie.
It's a cool movie. It's an awesome movie. It's a perfect movie. Zero flaws as a movie. We can all agree. Just perfect movie.
Okay.
I think it's okay. You done? Great. Podcast is done. Great. Nailed it.
Yeah, the best film ever.
Yeah.
Just end it there. And
It's just 30 seconds long. Good movie. Bye.
um,
Hmm.
so I watched it again recently, a couple of days ago with my mum, and it's her first time watching it, and wow, yeah, it is pretty sick.
She hadn't seen it before.
No, she hadn't, but she didn't like it that much because she doesn't really like Christopher Nolan. It's because she finds him too confusing.
Okay. I can deal with it. I think I can deal with someone not loving Christopher Nolan.
Well, I mean, I first time I watched Inception was a couple of years ago. I didn't like it that much the first time I watched it.
How
Um,
old are you?
it's probably maybe 8 or 9.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where if you don't get it, it's really
I
boring.
get the dream within the dream thing, but now I actually quite like Inception. It's not my favorite of his. I think I prefer
No.
Interstellar, and
Pardon, sorry, I think we just cut out. Would you prefer?
I prefer Interstellar,
Yeah, no, Interstellar's really good.
and I prefer Tenet as well. When Tenet first came out, you loved it. It's the second time you watched it, you didn't like it so much.
Then I watched it again, I'm like, this does not make sense.
But I
Yeah.
think
Mm.
that was definitely fueled by you reading some kind of review or article of some sort.
Yeah, that's probably true. I did read up on that.
The thing is,
I don't
though,
know.
one
I'll
thing.
watch it again. I'm gonna see if I can. It's the same thing with Joker, which I think you watched that recently.
Yeah, when you watch a film for the first time, it's normally a lot better than when you watch it for the second time because of how many articles you read, nitpicking it. And then when you pick up on those things, watching it again kind of takes the joy out of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I'm worried, right? Because I don't love Joker. Everyone else seems to really like Joker.
The thing is,
I think it might have been influenced by the fact that I looked at its Rotten Tomatoes and it got 68%, which is great.
when you watch Joker, you can't have it in your mind that it's going to be something,
Bad.
you can't have it in your mind that it's going to be like a superhero film because
No,
it's
no,
not.
no.
And you can't have it in your mind it's going to be an action film because it's not. It's a very slow piece. That's what I really like about it.
I mean, I should check it out. I should definitely. I think I should. I'll revisit it at some point, like in the future, because it's one of those. Like, did I watch a different movie to everyone else? Like, I didn't not like it at all. It didn't. Yeah,
But
I'll
when
check
you,
it out again.
yeah, that I kind of feel that some films really get overhyped.
Mm.
For instance, oh no, you're gonna hate me for this, but Infinity War was so overhyped.
No, I agree. Then you were absolutely right. I mean, it's one of those. It's like the Marvel films. They're not bad films by any means. They're just not that good.
I just and I think something that was underhyped was Justice League. I thought it was
Which
actually
version?
fun. Uh, I haven't seen the Snyder Cut yet, mainly
Oh,
because
yeah.
I don't really think that I'll be able to cope watching 4 hour film. I have seen one 4 hour film before, and that's Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind is, in my opinion, the only movie allowed to be 4 hours long. I saw Snyder Cut. It needed cuts. It's too long. You know,
Yeah, I get what you mean, mate.
there's a lot of scenes where I'm just like, why is this there?
I think what he tried to do was try to make an epic.
Yeah.
Even The Godfather, which is the best epic ever, still is only 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And
Trying to run down this tangent. One more thing. You haven't seen Army of the Dead yet, have you?
no, I haven't. I
It's
mean to
awesome.
watch it though.
It's really good. We might review that sometime on the podcast. So we might also do Tenet, because that's a movie that deserves a whole conversation about itself, you know?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
tough one, that one.
Yeah. About runtime, this movie's 2.5 hours long, which is not a fun movie length. I don't like movies that are 2.5 hours long, you know?
But on the contrary, every single moment of this film is necessary. It,
Yeah.
I don't feel like watching Dark Knight that there's any part of the film where I felt, you know what, this isn't necessary to the storyline. Even the part when that was quite long when Alfred went to Hong Kong and had to do the meeting with the.
Yeah, that could have been cut. That wasn't entirely necessary. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, is there anything that could have been?
But
The
without that, they wouldn't have been introduced to the Sonos idea where you can have the phones giving out the signals, and
yeah,
it
I know.
was
But
necessary
you
because it
be fair about. Sorry, what was it?
it gave you the idea that this Chinese bloke is definitely bad.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think because my only I think the biggest thing that could be cut down is the boat thing. But then you just need because that set piece isn't really about that kind of feels different because it's not interesting character anymore. It's just we need to wrap this movie up, the boat
Yeah,
sequence.
but at the same time, it's kind of showing that the Joker wants to show that everyone is like him. Because if he has the two boats and
Yeah,
they kill just to survive, then the Joker is just proving that other people are killers as well. Even normal people are killers.
yeah. It's one of those annoying things. It's too long, but I can't really think of anything to get rid of.
Also,
Yeah,
I feel like if you're on your toes the entire film, it doesn't feel as long as the runtime says. So
yeah. I think it's because I've watched it 6 times. Then I'm like, yes, he kills the people. Get on with it.
for me, Blade Runner, although it's quite a long film and although it's quite slow, because the visual aspect of it was
Mm.
very enticing, I didn't I didn't get at all bored in the whole film. I just thought, this is really wow.
I
Really,
fell asleep.
really,
That's the impression it left on me.
mine,
Asleep.
the music is very dreamy, so I can understand why you passed out during that one.
It's really funny. I watched the sequel, the one with Ryan Gosling, and I
Yeah.
also fell asleep. It's a good sequel to Blade Runner in that I fell asleep through both of them.
Well, it's how you show that continuity is is still there.
Yeah, it's still there. Did I fall asleep through it? Yes, it's a great sequel.
Um,
Yeah,
but
I did a bit of research just because I watched YouTube some YouTube. Apparently this was because I was watching it. I was like, it's really good. It looks visually, it's really cool. Visually, it looks great. Um,
besides Two Face.
yeah. I mean, that looks. I mean, for 2008, it's pretty decent CGI.
They shouldn't have worked. They shouldn't have worked with that. They should have got the actor to shave the side of his head and fully make up it all. That would have looked amazing.
Yeah. Although you can't
It
do all the effects makeup,
would have
you wouldn't have been able to do
been
the cheek
better.
thing.
Even better if they did an Evil Dead 2 thing. They made a complete stop motion model of him and melted half of his face off. That would be that would be excellent.
I want now. If we now, what we should do is we should CGI just a stop motion Aaron Eckhart into the movie. That's how we fix it. That's how we make Dark Knight the perfect movie. Stop motion Aaron Eckhart.
No, they need to do an Evil Dead and Two Face crossover
Mm.
where they turn half his face into that ballerina girl with the head
Mm-hmm.
popping off, and half of his face is just normal
Mm.
Two Face. Yeah, that'd be
We
pretty.
should we should we should write a screenplay together, Tommy. This is genius ideas.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, which I doubt you're not anymore because it's just us rambling, not note down that this is coming soon.
Actually, don't write that down. You can't steal the idea. We're gonna make it.
Exactly.
Don't
We've copyrighted it. I've
right
already
now.
my
It's
lawyer.
us talking about it has copyrighted it. You can't. No,
Exactly. Sorry. Stay off it.
that's how we're making money when we're older. Yeah. But so what I was going to say is it's apparently I think this was the first. I think this. It was filmed with IMAX when there was only 2 IMAX cameras in the world. It was one of the first movies to film with IMAX.
Was it?
Yeah, I think well they broke. I think there were 3 cameras in the world, and then they broke one.
You know what though? What I don't like about Dark Knight?
What?
Halfway through the not halfway through the film, but for certain shots the resolution switches and you can really tell.
Yeah, I think it's probably what it
Certain
was.
parts it takes up the entirety of your 1080p screen, but for other shots it kind of just does this little. You know when you got bars at the top and bottom.
Yeah,
You got your screen behind bars. It's like the Joker.
Mm.
and then you get the big screen. It just doesn't look right, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently, so the scene where like they're getting, I think they're getting Joker out of prison.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So apparently, I think like a truck smashed into an IMAX camera and broke it. So,
Did you notice in Joker? Did
whoops.
you notice any Dark Knight references?
I don't think. I mean, again, I haven't seen it. I need like in a year before I should rewatch it. But
Because I noticed one. I'm not sure if it's a reference or not, but you know, in the Dark Knight, there's a scene where I think it is either a truck or an ambulance hits into another truck or an ambulance. I can't remember what it
I
was.
think a helicopter does. A helicopter hits a.
There's a big car crash scene where it's just driving normally, and something comes from the side and whacks it.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
In the Joker, they have a sequence that looks almost like it, where they're going through a fiery place, which is during the protests,
Yeah, and
and
in the ending, and then
the ambulance hits the police car, kills the two police officers, and then
I don't, I don't know if that's as much a reference as just like a plot thing.
oh.
Because I've seen that a lot, you know.
Also, is it just me or did the clown mask in Joker look a lot like the clown mask in
Yeah, that
probably?
might be a reference. It's hard to tell. It's like, is it a reference? Or is it just like a thing that looks good, you know?
I
Because it's one
thought
of it could be
Joker
both.
was all of it was visually good.
Oh no, visually it's great. It's good directing. I just didn't love the writing.
Did you like Joaquin Phoenix in it?
No, yeah, no, he's good in everything. He's a great actor.
Have you seen Thingy Gladiator?
I have not. I mean to.
So
It's
in that
definitely
he plays
the
this
Emperor,
guy
doesn't he?
who has incest with his sister. It's pretty funny.
Oh, oh,
oh,
yes, the hilarious incest.
something about him though. His cleft lip is a lot less noticeable now. It used to be very noticeable. He used to have this like big scar. You know, he's got a cleft lip, which is like when your lip goes up to your nose instead.
Yes, I know. I was noticing his lip very much, but now that you've sorted it out for me.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that one aside.
Yes, the movie The Dark Knight is good, but we need to talk about Joaquin Phoenix's lips.
Yeah, so stay tuned for part two where we actually discuss the film.
I know, actually, we're trying to introduce it. We're starting a new podcast called Joaquin Phoenix's Lips. We're just going to talk about the differences in his lips in different movies. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about the bank robbery scene at the beginning of Dark Knight?
I really like that scene. It's one of those things. I remember, in my head, I thought it was a one take scene, but then I realized that being possible.
Yeah, because it shows all the different parts.
Yeah,
The thing is, visually, I think it is very slightly flawed just because of how many cuts there are. However, I think um, plot wise, it's very good because it shows that Joker will basically trick anyone into thinking something just so that he can get the most out of it. Like he tricks all the men into killing each other because they think they're going to get a big cut. But he
yeah.
absolutely every single one of them, kills all of them, and gets all the money to himself.
Well, yeah, I really like how like it sets the tone. Like it's like this ain't your grandpa's Batman movie. We're killing people in this one.
Yeah, did did Batman break his one rule in Dark Knight? He didn't. Did
No, no, wait, not not technically.
Well, he could have saved another person, but he didn't.
Yes, but yeah, that's murder. Um, but if you're looking at it from a Jigsaw perspective, he didn't kill anyone. I think it's funny. It's how like the Jigsaw Batman in these movies like view on I totally didn't kill you isn't like is the same. Like you remember in Batman, have you seen Batman Begins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the bit where he kills like he kills Ra's al Ghul. He's like, I don't have to save you. It's like I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you. I'm like, no, you're killing him.
That's like you putting a gun against your head, and I'm right next to you. And I can just move it away. But you know what? I just say, you know what? Why don't I let him? Just
Yeah, it's not. No, it's like no, you're murdering him. It's not. No, you
I wouldn't
killed him.
say it's murder. I'd say it's failure to comply with humane activities.
Okay, great.
You see, this is if I was a lawyer, I'd be able to get all my people I'm
You-
defending out of prison because I'd just be like, they didn't kill them, they just made a misjudgment of their person
Yeah,
and shot them in the head.
yeah,
So I just say that instead.
yeah. No, great, wonderful. Yeah.
I have the ability
Um.
to touch anyone. Well, no, I should not. What have I said? I have the ability to persuade anyone. I'm not touch.
Great. Okay.
Carry on. Yeah,
Wonderful.
just
Um. I think another really good thing is William Fincher, the guy with the shotgun in the bank scene. You know.
yeah.
Um. Because I think he's like a. I think it's cool how like it looks like he's got the upper hand. Like he's like nailing it. He's like, I got a shotgun. You're all screwed. And I think he's the bank manager. If you haven't for some reason seen this movie, um, probably should. Um,
He thinks he's aced it though. He thinks he's won. He thinks
w- it
oh,
looks for a second like yeah, it looks like for a second like yeah, he's got this under control, and I think it's one of those like misdirects where like because he's also like he's a like well known actor. He's the bad guy in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the 8 people who saw that movie. Um,
I am not one of the 8.
no, I'm not either. But he's apparently the villain in that.
With
Yeah,
2014 one.
yeah.
Yeah, that looks terrible. I do not want to watch that.
No one does. Um, yeah. But again, this I think it's one of the misdirect where like you think because he's like a famous actor, he got this, and then Joker's just like, no, you don't got this.
And submachine guns him all over.
Yeah.
No.
I also like because I like because this is all in all the Nolan movies. The like moving the comic book kind of cheesiness of the Batman villains into like the 21st century, like making them like modern, and like like how he references to the villains a lot, like you know how he puts the gas thing in his mouth.
What, the smoke grenade?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a reference to the laughing gas in the comics. You know what I mean? He has like the laughing gas that kills you and makes you smile. You know what I mean?
No.
Never. Okay. In the comic books, he has this thick gas where like makes you smile and it kills you. But I think it might be like a ref. I don't. It's like a very subtle reference, but I think it might be a reference to that.
That's kind of like that's more of a child-friendly way of doing
Which is ironic because
it.
it's
I think that's
gas.
not child-friendly to kill people at all.
Yeah.
Unless you're killing friendly children.
yeah.
um,
No. Yeah, so that's a good scene we've talked about right there.
when people get shot in the Dark Knight, I don't like it because there's no blood spray. Why isn't there a blood spray?
Because it's a kids' movie, Tommy.
If you get shot in your life, yes or no, does blood come out?
Yes, Tommy. Blood does come out.
And if you get shot with a shotgun, a lot of blood comes out, and guts, and brain matter if it hits your head.
Yes, Tommy. But again, it's a kids' movie.
So, guys, if you're unsure as to what it actually looks like when you get shot with a shotgun, look up Django on.
Okay, kids, especially if you're under the age of 5, look up Django Unchained. Great idea, and don't tell your parents.
Don't tell your parents we told you to do that.
And don't tell them we sent you. Just say, I thought it was a great idea to look up this movie, this very PG movie.
Oh, you know what I watched recently?
What?
Silence of the Lambs. I did not realise how graphic it was going to be.
Yeah.
God, there's a scene where someone's sprung up and all that. Yeah, so weird.
Jeez. Another really cool thing I liked about this movie is and I think I'm sure this has been talked about like a ton on 100 different things. But you know how he how Joker changes his origin throughout the movie. There's the 2 origins.
My theory for that was that he was trying to retain the anonymity. So, and also it links back to him having schizophrenic personality disorder, where he doesn't really know who he is. What was your interpretation?
I mean, I like it because it's like it was also one of my big problems with the film Joker, in that like I like how like it keeps where like we don't know who Joker is, and that's what he's like. Like that's what kind of makes him iconic. No one knows who he is. He's just kind of like this force of nature in a way of like destruction. And my problem with Joker that this does really well is that Joker explained everything. Like I don't need to know where Joker comes from. I don't want to know his name, why he's crazy. He's just crazy, you know?
But the thing about it is, at the end of Joker, he becomes something that, in my eyes, is suited to become the Joker. At the beginning, I was thinking, you know what, this guy's a loon. He's a weirdo. How is he ever going to become the clown prince of crime? And then, as you watch the film, slowly understand. Well, hang on, he's not actually as stupid as you think. He just doesn't know what to do with what he has. And logically, he's not as logical as Joker, but towards the end, he gains the same kind of wit that is needed to become the Joker. So
Yeah.
I think it's suitable to be him.
Yeah, I guess. And I understand maybe they're trying to do like a different point. I just think it could have been done better, you know? Like more subtly, you know?
Yeah. Which so we spoke about Batman Begins slightly. Do you have anything to say about Dark Knight Rises?
I People don't really like seem to like it. It's getting like a weirdly bad. I like it.
I think
I'm sorry.
it's quite cool in it.
That's a good movie.
And at the end when it's suggested that Thingy's going to become Boy Wonder.
Yes, that's Boy Wonder, the famous character who everyone knows.
For anyone who doesn't know who Boy Wonder is, he's the guy with he's the guy who wears red. He's Robin, and he's got the mask on his face that he's as a kid. Batman.
Yeah, he does have the mask on his face. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny Batman hangs out with kids. It's kind of like a superhero R. Kelly in a way. You know what
Jesus Christ. Just ruining childhoods. Yeah, I like, yeah, again, like I think I've mentioned, I sound like a broken record. I'm just mentioning this again and again. Like about how like this how it references the comics, like you know the thing where he's gonna kill like the judge and the chief of police and all that, right?
yeah.
That's actually from his original that's like from his debut where he's like in his debut he says I'll kill the three most famous people in Gotham.
Yeah.
But I think a twist on that was because in the comic book obviously he fails and Batman stops him. But in this he kills them all, like they all die. And it's like a clever twist that again like tells you this is a different Joker. This is not the same Joker that you're used to. This is something new. This is something more dangerous, you know?
Yeah. But obviously, Joker isn't the only villain in this film.
Well, other than like other than like Harvey Dent and
Yeah, Harvey.
maybe Scarecrow. You can
Mm.
make an argument for Scarecrow. I mean, I really like the Harvey Dent storyline. I really think that's one of like the best parts of this movie. The
It's sad. It's sad he becomes that monster.
No, I know, but there's the famous line: you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, and then that's what he does. Was the cool with the ending, which we'll get to at the end.
But
Um,
Batman can live forever because he's neither a hero nor a villain.
yeah. But yeah, like Aaron Eckhart's performance is awesome. Like he's really cool in this. He's a really good actor. Haven't seen him in anything too recently.
I don't know names of any actors. I'm not bad with faces.
Yeah, no, I'm one of those. I know like three actors, and I have another thing. Yeah, I have the same thing where I forget names. I'm just getting really lucky this time, and remembering his name, and I may or may not have IMDb open in front of me.
I'm
Um,
I'm really bad. Like I can't remember. I get films like completely different films. Like for example, yesterday I got confused with Ocean's 11, the film about the heist, and Molly and Me, the film about the dog. I got confused with them two. I don't know. I don't know how. I got confused. I got confused with Child's Play and Toy Story once.
hmm.
But it was kind of like, as a kid called Andy, his toys comes to life. You got to give me a little bit of slack there.
Yeah, I guess. Um, the you know the chase scene where Joker is Joker escape I can't is Joker escaping in the chase thing? No, it's where they're capturing Joker. The whole like set piece with all this practical that has some of the coolest practical effects I've ever seen.
Actually, I think the best practical effect in that film is when they blow up a hospital because they did actually blow up a hospital.
You're right. They did blow up a hospital. You're right. Yeah.
And they had to get that in one take because imagine if that camera guy was like, "Oh shit, I forgot to turn my camera on."
It's like, okay, well, John, we need to blow up another hospital.
Can you please find us another hospital that we can blow up?
Yeah.
I guess by then they would have turned to CGI, but they probably would have
Yeah.
pulled a second Harvey Dent and made it look like an arse.
It does look like it is one of those things again, like it just looks so much better practically. I'm sorry, people who like CGI. You're wrong. Practical effects are awesome.
CGI can be done well as well, though.
No, I
Like,
know, it can be done well. All due respect to everyone who likes CGI.
Final Destination 5.
You can do things good sometimes.
You know what? If you look at GTA and that's what you look at, then fair enough.
Yeah, but with the practical effects in this movie, I mean, Christopher Nolan's famous for using practical effects. But I think it's really the truck flip
Oh,
that's awesome. I'm like it's one of those things just like you want to stand up and applaud. It's beautiful.
well, the one that's done on purpose.
The one where like Batman flips the truck Joker's in like that's like awesome. Like visually, it just looks awesome.
What about when Harvey Dent flips the car? Do you remember when he's in the taxi and he shoots the driver?
Yep.
Doesn't the car flip then?
I don't know.
I'm getting it all confused really because I watched it, a couple of days ago, and
Just a lot of flipping cars.
yeah, there's a scene where Joker pulls down a helicopter from the sky.
Yeah, I saw. Apparently, so what they did there, right? Is the helicopter crashing into the buildings is CGI. I think reasonably, obviously. That's CGI. But then they got like the outside of a helicopter, lit that on fire, and threw it into a truck for that shot of it like falling in, like colliding with the trucks. That's practical. So.
Christopher Nolan picked up a flaming helicopter and threw it at a truck. You know what? Props to him.
Props to him. Well done. Good for you. You threw a helicopter truck. Congratulations. Yeah.
We need to start making films.
We should do that.
We need to make our own Batman film.
We should.
Say it's under fair use, so we don't get copyright.
Absolutely.
And then just also it has to be non-profit as well, so that's a bit of a problem. But I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No. One thing I think Nolan does really well is like the mix of CGI and practical effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always does that really well. I think. Just another thing that makes me like his movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's like great. So we kind of one thing I want to mention. I heard I'm not going to take credit for this, but I heard this, and it's one of another of my famous movies and politics rants. If you want more of it, go listen to Star Wars. It's me just talking about how 70s influenced Star Wars. But so there are, I think that we can agree that the three biggest the four big interpretations of Joker are, at least in film, not including a Batman animated series, in film, it's Jack Nicholson, this interpretation, Heath Ledger, Suicide Squad, and then Joaquin Phoenix, right?
Mark Hamill as well.
Yeah, but that's not on screen. I mean, like as in live action movies,
Oh yeah, I'd say Jack Nicholson.
All due respect to
started
Mark Hamill.
with them looking really them being really kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Cesar Romero wasn't really crazy. He was more,
He's fine. He's fine.
Stalin.
But what I was gonna say is like how it's interesting to like see how the different Jokers kind of mirrored the time periods they were in. Like, so how the first like move on screen Joker in a movie, Jack Nicholson, he plays it cheesy. He's like a super cheesy like character. He's kind of scary, but he's very big. He's loud. It's kind of like how the 80s were. I guess it came out late 80s. Like they were like a big kind of brass time. Everything was big. Everything's a lot, and that's what like these characters like. And then in this movie, The Dark Knight, he's a very serious character. He's a terrorist. He's not like a supervillain. He's just a terrorist, and he's insane.
This was near to the September 11th attacks, wasn't it?
Not really. It was because September was 2001. This came out 2008. There was a difference, but like it's still one of the things where like people were just thinking like, and it's interesting to me how like he's treated like a terrorist, like, and he does things terrorists I can imagine would do, like he blows up a hospital. And it's kind of like this thing where you want him to feel real, and this was kind of what was in the public consciousness.
But there's a difference between him and, say, an actual real life terrorist, because
Yeah, no, again, it's a movie, but it's like it feels more like real and gritty than other interpretations,
yeah, I guess in most Batman films, it's all about him kind of having some kind of competition with Batman. He never really has a main goal in things that I've noticed. He kind of just doesn't like Batman. But in this
Yeah.
his aim is to get Batman to take off his mask.
I think it's just to get Batman to like realize he's just as bad as he is,
I think he just, and it's really creepy when he says, "Oh, as long as I'm here, you'll be here," kind of. When we're made for each other, sort of thing, which was really kind of weird.
It's like when he's hanging upside down, he's like, I don't want to kill you. What will I do without you? You are what makes me. We are this. It's like the Harvey Dent. We're the same. We're different sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Yeah, and it's like really cool. It's like it's one of those like things where it's the story and all that the little plot is just it's really well like weaved in with each other,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's cool. And then like the other, as I was mentioning about the Joker's things, the other two Jokers, Suicide Squad is just they're trying to be cool. They're making joke and they're trying to be something different. It's not working, so they make Joker a gangster. And then the Joker movie is kind of it's like the thing with nostalgia for the 70s, which we're weirdly kind of going in the 70s, nostalgia for the 80s and 70s, and like the grittiness of it all,
It's like, hey guys, what would happen if we mixed the Crips with all the DC villains?
Joker. It is basically just Taxi Driver.
I was talking about Suicide Squad.
Oh, Suicide, yeah.
When they're all
That is true, yeah.
Gangsters.
Yeah, and then Joker's just Suicide Squad. The Joker's just Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I actually haven't seen it, but apparently it draws quite a lot of its influence from the King of Comedy.
Yeah, I mean, I've read you sent me the description. I again also haven't seen King of Comedy, but I'm now interested. I'll watch King of Comedy and then I'll watch Joker and then I'll compare the two.
Maybe we should do an episode on. I think we should do an episode on just Joker. Definitely.
Yeah, it seems we both have something. We both have something to say about it. So one day, at some point, we will cover Joker. We promise.
We do solemnly swear.
We do solemnly swear. We will cover Joker. Provided this video does well. If this video doesn't do well, we won't cover Joker.
Well, what by your standards as well? I'm joking.
If this video doesn't do well, which just means provided it gets like it probably just does half decently again. We just started this. Actually we didn't. I started caring about this channel very recently.
If we get 100 likes on this,
we will do Joker.
We will do Joker.
We promise.
If we get 200 likes, we will do Joker and a part 2 where we do a comparison with King of Comedy. I'm just
We
making
will do that.
I don't know. I'm just making us do more work.
We're just like, okay, if we do this, we'll also do this. We promise.
So if you
Subscribe
like,
to us, please.
just if you're watching and you're listening and you like us, you think we're funny, or you like the way our videos look, please subscribe. Please, tell your mates. You know
Do
what?
that.
Guys,
Yeah.
all right. If you like film like we do, then you know what? Just share it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen to us. It makes us money.
Exactly. We want to get money.
We want money, guys. Come on.
We like every other capitalist organization.
Just make us money.
We just need to move out of our parents' houses, please.
Yeah. We should. So I mean, I think we should talk about the whole Dent thing. I think that's all really the whole Harvey Dent Two-Face thing. If you didn't know, again, why are you listening to this podcast without watching the movie? I think it's a really cool because it's again based off a comic book thing. Are you the comic book? Have you ever heard the comic book The Killing Joke?
Of course, and
Yeah.
I've watched some of it as well.
Yeah, it's because if you don't know about it, if you're normal, it's basically Joker believes that if you can become just as bad as him, you only need one day, and that's kind of what he proves with Harvey Dent, that you can be just as bad as him, and like Harvey Dent goes crazy, with just one bad day, he kills his girlfriend Rachel. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is.
So something about Joker that I didn't like was that they're making a sequel now, and it's like,
Of course they are.
why can't you just Joker banged, alright? Regardless of whether you liked it or not, it banged. Box office success. Why don't you do Riddler? Why don't you do Two-Face? Why don't you just do any of those other ones? Why don't you do a different Batman villain? I don't get it. There are endless possibilities. If you did Riddler, you could do it like I could already get you any ideas, but it shouldn't be too hard to figure out backstories for all the villains. It's what makes you money. You know what I mean? You just make a sequel. You're just gonna be doing Friday the 13th all over again. Make sequel after sequel after sequel. Sure, it's fun. Sure, it's alright. If you want to really expand the universe, you can't make a sequel to a spin-off. You make another spin-off.
I love how we said we're going to do a Joker episode, and now this Dark Knight episode just turned into what we do and don't like about Joker.
Well, maybe we should put that in the video description, what we do and don't like about Joker.
We'll just write in the description. We said it was a Dark Knight episode. It kind of turned into a Joker episode.
Why not?
We're sorry. Yeah. So.
Anything else you want to say about that Dark Knight?
I mean, it's a bit more. I really think the ending monologue. He's not the hero we want, but he's the hero we need. You know that.
Yeah.
Firstly, that's an awesome ending. Great monologue. Awesome ending. Secondly, it's also great because it's really parodiable. One really funny parody I heard, on another podcast who we're not friends with, but it's awesome. Dead Meat Podcast. They're great. Listen to them. They hosted. They brought on another podcast, We Hate Movies, which is also incredible. Listen to them, and they made fun of the ending of Slender Man, which is a terrible movie. But they made the joke. It's he's not the Slender Man. He's not the monster we want. He's the monster we deserve. He is the skinny guy.
Slender Man, I can't lie. I found it quite fun.
It would be very funny if this movie, if Slender Man ended with Slender Man on a motorcycle, just like yeah.
It's the suit knight.
Yeah.
It's the white knight with no eyes.
But speaking of soundtrack, real quick, Hans Zimmer in this movie, the composer. Crap. My microphone just died. the music in this movie is like top notch. Hans Zimmer is awesome. You know?
Well, I swear he did thingy Back to the Future.
That's I can't remember his name now. It wasn't. That's not Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer. He did what else? He's done like basically every Christopher Nolan movie. Inception. You know, it's a good soundtrack.
I'm just looking it up now just to see.
Yeah, he's done like he's done like but he did he's doing the new James Bond soundtrack.
Is he?
Yeah, if they ever release it.
I doubt that it's ever gonna come out.
Never, they're just never gonna release it. You're right.
It was Alan Silvestri that did Back to the Future. That's the one.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
It's a good movie. Watch The Dark Knight if you haven't watched The Dark Knight. If you haven't watched The Dark Knight, also, why'd you listen to us?
My channel's probably gonna be in the description. I don't know. I just started it up.
I'll put you in the description. Yeah. Just say the name of your channel so we know, so people know what it is and where to find you.
It's FYI Tomi. It's Film Your Enthusiasm expanded. You know, we've got our main channel and now we've got
another channel. Yeah, so this is basically just you talking about whatever it is you do.
There's also going to be a fair bit of Doom gameplay, so if you like Doom, then...
Oh, cool. Yeah, so yeah, if you like Doom, check that out.
Cool.
Great. Anyway, I'm Luke.
Hey, Luke. I'm Tomi.
And this has been the C-Files Podcast.
See you later, guys.
See ya. Hi, this is Luke. If you like that video, please like and subscribe, and click the bell icon for notifications about new videos.